Hello everybody and welcome back. Or actually we are in Germany, so hallo und herzlich willkommen. And we are also in Hamburg, so we could say moin moin. That's kind of like the local greeting. So, another day, another X-Plane 11 flight, and this time it's the Zibo 737. It is quickly becoming one of my favorite planes. It's fantastic, despite its community driven and free, and it's just fantastic. And we are flying with Air Berlin. These planes are still around. I have flown with a couple of them. Actually, they are operated by TUI. In the meantime, the company went bankrupt a couple of years ago, but these beautiful babies are still around. And we are in Hamburg, like I said before. The weather is typical for this city. And beautiful airport scenery. It is from Just Sim. It's really lifelike. I like it a lot. I have flown from Hamburg a couple of times. Well, actually, many times. And we have Lufthansa Technik right there. A couple of nice liveries here from World Traffic. And there is the old Lufthansa 707. Great scenery. The only thing I don't find lifelike, this logo down there. Actually, there's that area is elevated. There's a little hill there. But otherwise, it is a fantastic scenery. We also have park houses, Radisson right there, and is the Terminal 2, tower is 6th, kind of like a rent-a-car, mit Bildung zum Erfolg, fantastic, a couple of elevators, goes down to the S-Bahn, the subway, and nach Asien über Moskau, wunderbar, alright. World Traffic 3 is also enabled, but not much is going on right now. Weather is a little bit stormy. And in the 20 nautical miles vicinity, nothing is happening. Maybe later. So we can go ahead and prepare for departure. Okay, let's get ready. And go GPU, set the chocks. Actually, I just updated this plane to the latest release of the Zibo mod, so a couple of features will be most likely new. Let's go up here and to the battery. Check the battery voltage. And now we can do the fire warning test. And also the cargo fire. And master caution cancel. And ground power AC. Check the transformer rectifiers. Converting AC power to DC and air assist to nav. On DC lights extinguish, and airspeed warning. I don't think we can do the stall test yet. Could not do it. I think the reason is because that system is connected with the IRS. And when we have alignment, then we can test it. And in the meantime, yaw dampener. And lights, put it to auto. Hydraulic pumps, leave it for now. And do the wing body overheat test. Yep, there are the lights. And altitude 350 will be for today. And landing altitude for Budapest. Let's see. There we go, 495. Oh, this not as sensitive. Okay, now we can take care of the loading and go down there, ground service, or actually payload, and oh, this page is new. Haven't seen it before. So let's get the flight plan and put in the total payload. Can verify it is in kilograms and also kilograms in the plan. Now we are quite heavy today, 19,211 kilograms, and fuel 7,218. And now we need to load the fuel. I think this feature is also new. I can call a fuel truck from the ground services. There we go. Nice. Now we have a Shell fuel truck. And the guy that comes with it doing the Captain Morgan stance. Nice. Okay, fuel loading is underway. And now we can go in the FMC. Yes, we have the current cycle and Hamburg. Get the coordinates and initialize position. And now we can quickly put the flight plan in. Well, actually, let's listen to the 80s first. It's quite stormy today, so possible wind shear.
Hamburg Helmut Schmidt Information Quebec 800 Zulu weather. Wind 230 at 20, visibility 6, rain. Sky conditions 1100 broken, temperature 4, dew point 3. Altimeter 2960. Arriving runway 23, departing runway 23. Advise on initial contact, you have Quebec.
Alright, we have Quebec. And departure 23, MLU 9B. And just program the flight plan quickly. There are a couple of waypoints and airways we will be using, so bear with me. Yeah, we will be flying next to Berlin, then go down in the direction of Dresden and Leipzig, then go to Austria next to Wien, then next to Bratislava, and then we arrive to Hungary. Because we have an arrival that takes us to the runway 31 right today in Budapest. And we are flying through Austria, and normally we wouldn't go to Austria, we would fly next to Prague. I think we will be spending around 1 hour 20 minutes in the air, depending on the winds. And that's the last waypoint. Now we can check out the arrival. ILS-31 right and NX-1H with the Etico transition, and activate, execute. Flight plan looks great, and now we can go and performance page. We will be cruising at 350, reserve 1, and cost index is 33. So, fueling is still underway. Still doing the Captain Morgan. And until that's finished, I'm not going to set the weights there in the performance page. Well, actually we get a lot of fuel in the center tank. That's unusual. Oh well, anyway, yeah, for a shorter flight, yeah, we are actually quite heavy today, so... Now fueling is finished and switch on the fuel pumps. Yep, we will be flying with a lot of fuel in the center tank. And I'm going to start the APU. And we don't have high-res alignment yet, but when we have it, then the APU is already available and we can take off in time. Okay, now we can finish the performance page and execute it. And go to the limit. I'm not going to use any derate today. And temperature is 5. And without this step we cannot get the V speeds. And flaps 5. And here are V speeds. CG. Okay. I think, yep, there it is, 23.7 for takeoff. I think in the older versions when I clicked there, it gave me the CG, filled it in automatically. And we can also use the center tank before I forget. And looks like APU is already available. Yep, running nicely. And a couple of GE aircraft. Yep. Not much is happening here right now. So we have alignment, flight directors on. Get the MCP ready. To 30 and go right away for... Oops. Did not want to push that button there. So 350. And we are pretty much ready soon to go. Actually, let's set the takeoff trim. And what else? Let's put the legs page there. And we can call a pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready. Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Wunderbar. And switch it to APU gen. APU bleed can be engaged now. And there goes the pressure. And now we can test the stall warning. And the machine guns. I don't think we will be needing any anti-ice today. And disconnect the GPU, get rid of the chocks, and also the auto gate. Helmut Schmidt, Hamburg Airport. Tschüss.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Is already set, and flight plan looks correct. No discontinuities. And back to map mode. Here, just let's put a random squawk code. And we have an empty cabin. I can also set some passengers. Right there. Still looks a bit empty, although we are full.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright. Anti-collision lights. And we are ready. Yeah, everything is removed. And disengage parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Alright, number 2 to ground. And we can hear the beautiful rumbling. So we have a good start on number 2 and can go ahead and start number 1. A couple of lightning strikes in the background. Nothing to be concerned with. And here we have a beautiful map, going to be useful for flying. And engines, good engine start, switch over, and engine bleeds, packs on auto.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And takeoff flaps.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, now system A. And hand signal will be on the right. Here is everything set. There he goes. Let's wave when he shows us the pin. Fantastic. Now, taxi lights. And listen to the announcement.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, liebe Kinder, wunderschönen guten Tag für den Fahrrad zum Cockpit. Ich freue mich, Sie ganz recht herzlich im Namen unserer charmanten Kabinenbesetzung, wie auch im Namen unseres ersten Offiziers der Bautenumzahl 737-800 kommen heißen zu dürfen. Der Kapitän heute auf diesem Fluge. Nach Erreichen der Reiseflughöhe wird sich mein Kollege bei Ihnen mit weiteren Informationen zu unserem heutigen Flugverlauf melden. In der Zwischenzeit hoffe ich, dass Sie sich bereits recht wohl bei uns an Bord fühlen und bedanke mich an dieser Stelle für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome aboard from the flight deck. On behalf of our charming cabin crew, as well as on behalf of our first officer, I would like to welcome you on board of our 737-800. After reaching the cruising level, my colleague will be back with you with further information concerning the flight, so make yourself feel comfortable. Enjoy.
Okay, now we can go ahead and taxi on the auto thrust. And we have everything we need auf diese 737-800 von Air Berlin. Wir fliegen heute nach Budapest. Und herzlich willkommen an Bord. Auto brakes to RTO. And TRA set. Weather radar. Go ahead and also, I don't know if it's if it works or not, but there it is, VXR, and we are rolling slowly. And we cannot see the engine from the flight deck. I think only with the 737 Classic, 737-300 for example, pilots could see the engines from the cockpit. And check out the traffic. Nothing. Only GA aircraft. And we are the only ones departing right now. We have to go left here. Well, actually, on the other side. So only just cross on over. And taxi lights off, landing lights on. Everything is configured for takeoff, so we don't, at least we shouldn't get a takeoff warning horn. And clear from left and from right. Yep, we are looking good. And APU's off. Alright, here we go. Try to set up my views. Chronometer. And thrust. Let it stabilize. Toga.
$80 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate.
Rotate gently.
Positive rate.
Gear up. And flaps.
400.
Now we had a 22 knot headwind, and it's increasing, but
1,000.
it's not bumpy. And disengage auto brakes, gear in the off position. And autopilot. Increase the range. And a little bit of rain. Now soon we will climb out of these clouds, so... And the outside air temperature is above -10, so no empty ice today. And flaps completely up. And there is the Airbus factory here in Finkenwerder, the giant Airbus factory. Let's get rid of the water there, and we are climbing out of the storm. Yeah, in Hamburg there is an Airbus factory in Finkenwerder. It's a giant complex. It used to be where the A380 was assembled. And the A320 is painted. It's worth a visit. Obviously, A380s are being stopped. Production is stopped. But it's a really nice city here in northern Germany. Now that cloud in the background does not look too good. I don't really want to go anywhere near it.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Kabinenbesatzung wurde bereit gestattet, für die Vorbereitungen aufzustehen. Wir möchten bitten, weiter die Anschnallzeichen zu beachten. Hier noch eine kurze Information zur Lage der Waschräume. Es befinden sich zwei davon im Betriebsbereich an einer vorausgehenden Seite. Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew has already been released, and the outskirts seating is T-bone fastened. There are 3 lavatories above this aircraft, to the rear and 1 in front.
Okay, now landing lights. Above 10,000 feet. There is pasta with bolognese available. It's a really nice touch, these German announcements and everything. And this plane just keeps getting better and better. Alright, soon we leave behind this beautiful orthographic scenery. There is the top of the climb, 35,000 feet. And yeah, we are on our way to Budapest. And let's set the map. Just left Lüneburg. And yeah, we are not going straight next to Berlin. So yeah, we are cruising, everything is perfect, and I'll see you when we are getting ready to initiate our approach to Budapest. Okay, we hit a little bit of turbulence. Airplane is shaking a little bit. Nothing major. There are some videos where people overreact, keep on screaming for some reason when turbulence hits. So let's tell everybody to take their seat.
Verehrte Gäste, ich darf Sie bitten, dass Sie auf Ihre Plätze zurückkehren und sich dort wieder anschnallen. Vielen Dank.
Bitte wieder anschnallen.
Verehrte Gäste, wir durchfliegen ein Gebiet mit örtlichen Turbulenzen. Ich darf Sie daher bitten, dass Sie auf Ihre Plätze zurückkehren und sich dort wieder anschnallen. Vielen Dank.
Okay, everybody, sit your asses down, and we are soon over Hungary. Now we are approaching Budapest and flying over the hills near Buda. Budapest is basically two cities. Pest is on the right side of the Danube River, and Buda is on the left side with the hills and mountainous terrain. And Pest is on flat land. And I needed to extend speed brakes. Pretty steep descent that we're doing right now. We are descending towards 10,000 feet local transition altitude, and we got a weather update right there. And crabbing. And looks like there's a storm front. Once again, we have orthographic scenery here. And my poor old video card cannot really manage it with a lot of FPS. Yeah, it's basically zoom level 18, which means this area is only 18 gigabytes of data. So yeah, let's listen to the 80s. We are already in range. Alright, we have Sierra. For a second I thought I'd take it out of VNAV, but actually it should manage it. And 10,000 feet is the transition altitude. Then we go down to 3,000 for the glide slope. And let's see those speed brakes. 10,000 feet we slow down to 250. And here we go, over Budapest already. Now we can already see on the navigation display the airport, and decrease altitude to 3000 and landing lights. Okay, we are still not in range to view the airport, but it's somewhere down there. Oh yeah, there it is. I also have a custom scenery from the Explain forums. It's fantastic work for the Budapest airport, but it uses a lot of objects, maybe that's why, coupled with the weather, it gives me a little bit of FPS drops. And local barometric pressure 2997 set for the pilot flying and also for the first officer. For the pilot monitoring, and speed brakes back up. And up ahead is our turn, and there are a couple of restrictions, but we are soon landing and still not in range. And soon, oh, there is the airport. And now we can see Budapest airport. Here we have a fire department, Hungarian flag waving in the wind. I don't know what these two planes are doing here. Yeah, it's a strange thing for the scenery, but otherwise it's a nice freeware and it's great work. So soon we are turning. And we are at 250. Maybe I'm going to need to use the speed brake a little bit more often. So let's go down to 210 knots. And here approach ref, flaps 40, 142. Get those speed brakes out. Ja, wir haben unsere Landeanflug begonnen. I'm sorry, just keep switching between German and English. I can also do it in Hungarian, but nobody would understand it. So, we are at 240 and speeding up, because I increased the rate of descent a little bit, but at this waypoint Ethico we should be over 4,000. And once we are beginning our turn, I'm going to extend landing gear, add a little bit of drag, go flaps 40 gradually when we're slowing down, and we should be able to slow down all the way to 142 knots.
1,000 to go.
Alright, down to 3,000. Fuel in the center tank, all used up. And decrease the rate of descent to 1,000 minus 1,000. Should be slowing me down sufficiently. And yeah, 1 hour
1,000 to
and
go.
17 minutes in the air right now. And go down to 190. And get down. Let's look for 3 green. Yep, there we go, 3 green, and auto brakes 2-2. Nicely done. Then flaps. Here on the overhead panel everything is set. Actually, let everybody know we are landing soon. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. And we are slowing down. Get the flaps gradually down. And don't need speed brakes anymore, so we can arm them. There it is, speed brakes armed. And we are lining up nicely. And there is our runway, and glide slope indicator is moving down, localizer is almost in the center, so on the approach, localizer, and go down. Well, actually, I think soon I can also take over and disengage auto throttle. And we are slowing down. Yeah, once I take over and disengage auto throttle, then I have to go from the previous throttle setting that I have on my joystick. That's why the engine's revved up a little. But we are back to 150. It's going to keep it that way. And let's set 142 VREF. Otherwise we are looking good on the glide slope. And let's see what kind of landing we managed to do. I think the last video I did with the Zibo 737, the approach was really messed up in Boston, really bad weather, and normally I should have initiated a go-around, but it was a kind of a challenge, so... But now the approach is much smoother. And take over from autopilot. My aircraft. Well, I guess I could also have pushed that button twice. Would have cancelled that warning. And here we come. And also here come the FPS drops. Yeah, I guess that's the price I have to pay for all these extra enhancements, but I take it. And stay on the glide slope. We have a 40 knot headwind coming from 330, but that's insignificant. And we are a little below the glide slope, so let's correct that. And the mountains of Buddha in the background. We are a little bit slow, so just a little bit of thrust. 146 and 2 white, 2 red. And 143, 144, actually we are at VREF, so close. And let the plane settle on the runway. Acceptable, minus 252. I think if it would have been below minus 250, then it would have been a great landing, but I take it.
80 knots.
Check. And we can exit here. Brake. And clean the airplane, flaps up. And speed brakes also up. Lights. And APU. I'm going to start it already. Welcome to Budapest. Meine Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen hier in Ungarn. So, I'm just going to park it somewhere up ahead. Disarm the auto brakes. Good old Ryanair. Also the red nose Norwegian 737s. And let's just taxi slowly to the parking position. So, this was once again a great flight. The first ever video that I uploaded here to YouTube was with the IXCG 737 doing the same route. slowly taxiing. So keep clearing that airplane up. Let's switch over to APU bleed. Yeah, for the IXCG 737 there's a great resource. Well, actually there are a couple of those. Captain Mike Ray, former United Airlines captain, has published several books. I think I already talked about them in previous videos, but they are a great resource for the flight simmer. IXCG 737, the 767, he also has for A320 a great book, and for the 747. And I can transfer my IXCG 737 knowledge for the Zibo. Alright, let's go somewhere next to that second Wizz Air up ahead. I think that's where we would park as an Air Berlin plane. Yeah, approximately in that position. Wow, we are getting a really low FPS here. Well, it's not too bad, but I think it was a little bit better from outside the cockpit. And up ahead we have a Marshall. That's great. So here we go. Let's try to nail that parking. And here we go. I don't think we need to go to the left, just a slight bit, and here we go. Braking just a little bit more. Alright, parking brake. Alright, not too bad, and switch off the engines. So we have arrived to Budapest, and hope everybody enjoyed this flight and this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and have a nice day and week and year. Bye.